and welcome to our show today. I'm Jamie Smith, Cancer Control Specialist with the Kentucky Cancer Program. Today we have some special guests from the American Cancer Society who are going to talk to us about Relay for Life. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
I'm joined by Abby Harvey and by Terry Sorrell, and they're going to talk to us today about Relay for Life here in McCracken County. So first of all, Abby, if you could just kind of start off by telling the audience a little bit about yourself and what exactly you do at the American Cancer Society.
Okay, well, I'm Abby, and I'm a community representative with the American Cancer Society. So I work with volunteers in 4 different counties just to be a resource to them as they plan the Relay for Life event. So really, they do the work, and I'm just there to help.
All right. So Terry, you do all the work.
Not exactly.
Terry, tell us a little bit about what you do then with Relay for Life and how you became involved.
Well, this year I am the 2012 chairman for the Paducah McCracken County Relay for Life, and I work with Abby and the other members of the ACS here in Paducah to host the Relay for Life event here in Paducah that's coming up in May. And I got started with Relay in 1996, and I've been a participant as a team participant with USEC team since then.
Okay. So you just kind of decided to get more involved and become more of an active member then?
Yeah, yes, I did. Seeing friends and family go through the trauma of a cancer diagnosis just made me want to volunteer to give them support through Relay to support them with what they were going through.
Okay, great. Well, some people may not know exactly what Relay for Life is, so we'll let Abby handle this question.
Okay.
So if you could just kind of give people a brief history of how Relay for Life started and what exactly it is for the American Cancer Society.
Absolutely. Relay for Life started in 1985. We had a doctor in Tacoma, Washington named Gordy Klatt, and he decided to start running a track to raise money for cancer research. So since then, it's really taken off. We're in over 5,000 communities. There's been over 40,000 relays across the nation, and we've touched about 3.5 million participants. So there are so many people involved in Relay for Life. You know, it's a lot different atmosphere now than it was back in 1985 with just one guy running the track. Now we have sort of a carnival atmosphere. Our team's all set up around the track. We have food, fun, games, entertainment, all sorts of stuff. So we keep everyone going all night and
have fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Great. Well, we'll go into more details about some of those events you just mentioned later on. But how long has Relay for Life been in McCracken County then?
We started in 1996, which was Terry's first year.
First year.
She's been with us since the beginning.
All right. So you've been there every year.
With the exceptions of just a few years since 1996, I've been to almost every relay.
Wow. You should get a special medal for that.
I'll work on that, Terry.
I think you deserve a plaque.
Thank you.
If someone's never been to a Relay for Life before then, Terry, kind of tell them what they could expect whenever they come to the event.
Relay for Life event is so much fun. It's a celebration. It starts at 6 o'clock on Friday evening and goes till 6 a.m. Saturday morning, and we encourage everybody to stay all night because there are activities planned all through the night, and they're really fun. We have a Miss Relay contest. We have the Relay Idol contest, which is a singing contest, and all through the evening we have wonderful, wonderful events. And then in the middle of the evening, early part of our evening, we have our most important part, and that's the remembrance of those that we've lost.
Right, during the Luminaria.
Yes.
Yes. And Abby, could you explain to everybody why in the world would you go 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. with an event?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that question. A lot of people probably have that question out there. It really symbolizes a cancer patient's journey. So, you know, 2 a.m., you're getting really tired, it's dark, you can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel at some times. So, you know, you have your family and your friends surrounding you to give you that love and comfort, and then, you know, come 5 a.m., you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and then, you know, by the end of opening ceremony, it's light outside, and hopefully you feel really good about what you've done all night, you know, and you have a story to take with you.
Great. Okay. And that's good for people to know, because some people may wonder why it does go that long, and that's not really talked about a lot. Obviously, it is within the relay community, but sometimes people in the public may not know that. So definitely want people to know that it's the symbolism there for the cancer patient's
Right.
journey.
Absolutely.
Well, and what I always, I go to bed really early at night, so to get me through relays, I always think, you know, a cancer patient doesn't get a night off from what they're going through. So for one night, I think that it's okay to stay up all night, even if I'm a little cranky in the morning.
That's right. You be a kid again. Kids don't have any problems with that.
That's right. That's exactly right.
When will this year's Relay for Life be held?
This year's relay is May 11th and 12th, again starting at 6 p.m. on Friday the 11th and going through the evening until the next morning, Saturday, at 6 a.m.
Okay. And you've had it different places in Paducah, so where's it going to be at this year?
We've had it all over Paducah, including the campus here,
Yes.
but this year's event will be in the same place it was last year in Carson Park.
Okay, perfect. And so obviously Carson Park's a pretty popular place in Paducah. So
It
most
is,
people
it
know where
is.
that is. The county fair is always there every year. And what are the different ways that a person can become involved? We've mentioned some of these earlier, but let's talk a little bit more detail about those. First of all, let's talk about volunteering. How can someone volunteer with the American Cancer
Well,
Society?
like me, they can volunteer to be a part of the relay committee. They can be chair.
Well, I think you're doing a pretty good job.
But not this year.
They can volunteer as a team member, and team members, that's the whole bulk and the real force behind relay are volunteers who are team members.
Okay. And what if somebody's out there and maybe they say, well, I missed being on the committee, but I'd like to come out that night and volunteer. Is there anything that they could do to help the day of the event or that night?
Absolutely. There are so many jobs to do during the day at Relay. We start setting up, our logistics team starts that morning on Friday morning at 8 o'clock. So if they came out to Carson Park and volunteered some time, we could definitely use them in helping set up the area to get ready for Relay that night.
All right. So if anybody wants to volunteer, they can just show up and you'll find a job for them, right?
We definitely can do that and would appreciate it.
And then maybe next year they could be on the committee and
Absolutely. I think the great thing about the Relay for Life Committee is there's a position for every personality, every interest. We have marketing positions, accounting positions. If you're a people person, you can go help us recruit teams. So
no one's turned away.
Never turned away.
Well, let's talk about the teams then and how someone would form a team. What should they do first?
Teams, friends, family, you can get together and decide that you'd like to have a relay team. You have the ability to go online and sign up your team, and if you have difficulty in doing that, you can contact the ACS office. Abby is an expert at signing people up.
I am.
She is. She is.
She will take care of that.
And all you need to do is think about what you might do for your fundraising if you're a team, and find something fun that'll help raise money and go out and do it.
Okay. Is there any fees to start a team or?
There is a $10 fee to start a team.
Okay. And then is there a certain amount they have to raise or do you just take?
We encourage people to raise hopefully $100 for
Okay.
a team, but we take anything anybody can do because
Yeah.
we're most appreciative for all those people who go out and work for us.
Right. Now you mentioned about online, so can people fundraise online then as well?
Yes, they can. Abby, would you like to explain a little more about
Sure.
online fundraising?
Sure. Well, our website is relayforlife.org/McCracken.
Okay.
So that's a really easy place to start. After you get your team signed up, your team members can join your team. And something that I think is really cool, you can do, you hear of people sending letters to ask for donations. Well, we've made it really easy. You can send emails through your personal page on the website to ask for donations too. And so then, it's as simple as somebody getting on there and entering in their credit card information and making a donation that way. So that's super easy,
A lot
just like
easier.
shopping online. So
Yeah.
you're donating online.
Especially in the world today, or if you can do it online, it's better.
It is.
A lot easier. Well, let's talk then for a minute about being a survivor. This event is obviously to celebrate survivors and then also remember those that we've lost. But what is it for a survivor? How could they get involved and what activities are there for them?
Well, survivors, we have two special activities that are directly associated with the relay, and the first being our Survivors Dinner, which is May the 3rd at Emmanuel Baptist Church at 6 o'clock, and also the night of relay. Relay is kicked off every year at 6 p.m. with a Survivor's Lap, and that's where we invite anyone who's had cancer to be a part of that celebration.
Okay. And what I know I've seen lots of shirts out and about with purple shirts with Survivor across the back, and I've seen some medals. So what's that all about? How do they get those, Abby?
Well, that's just part of how we like to honor our survivors. We do, we'll call out their name, hand them a medal, just make them feel special because they really are the reason why we're out there. If you are a survivor, you can sign up online at relayforlife.org/McCracken. If you need more information, then you can always call me, 444-0748.
Okay.
And I can get you signed up for the dinner and to participate in our survivor ceremony.
And does the dinner cost anything for the survivors?
The dinner is absolutely free for the survivor.
Okay.
You can bring a guest. It could be your caregiver or just anyone that you'd like to bring, $5 a person. And Neil's Catering is going to provide us with a scrumptious dinner that night, so
Okay.
we're excited.
Okay, so they need to contact the office then or to sign up online to be able to participate in that. Now, do they get the T-shirt and the medal at the dinner or at the actual relay event?
At the actual relay event
Okay.
to kick off our Survivor Lab.
Okay, and do they need to sign in whenever they show up to relay?
Yes, we'll have a tent and a table for all the registration information, so we make it pretty easy.
Great. Well, what type of activities and entertainment are planned for this year? I know, Terry, you mentioned earlier something about Miss Relay. Can you explain what that is?
Miss Relay has been a very, very popular addition to our activities. Miss Relay is where we get a gentleman who is sponsored by teams or individuals to come out and they participate in a beauty contest. On stage that evening, they're asked a few important questions where they can respond by wanting world peace. And they go out through the crowd and with their purses and raise additional funds that night. And so it's been very popular, and it's a very fun part of our relay activities.
I remember I've seen some very interesting.
Yes, yes, there are some lovely contestants.
Yeah. I think one year I saw Mrs. Doubtfire out there, and that was pretty good.
Yes,
That was a
yes.
pretty good costume. You mentioned something similar to American Idol.
American
Relay
Idol. It's called our Relay Idol competition, and they can come out that night and sign up, and we'll have that competition, and they can display their talents, and we'll have a panel of judges to vote and determine who our Relay Idol is.
Okay. Now, you've had some other activities throughout the night, some fun games. What other types of activities do you guys usually have?
One thing that I'm really excited about this year is at midnight, whenever you start to get a little bit sleepy, we're going to pump you up with some Zumba.
Oh, okay.
So we're really excited for Zumba. And then, of course, we have some bands coming out. We're going to have a couple of, I think we're going to do a badminton tournament, and we just have all sorts of stuff planned. And then, of course, the teams often have games and activities as fundraisers on site too.
Okay.
And then everybody's on the track all night long too.
Walking, yeah.
Walking. And another thing that we just found out right before we came for the show today is Four Rivers Martial Arts is also going to put on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu demonstration. Thank you, for us that night
That'll
at
be fun.
8:30.
Okay.
We have a lot of fun stuff planned.
Well, people definitely don't want to miss it then. So you mentioned too that teams set up and they sell food, so people should come hungry.
Absolutely.
Don't eat before you go.
That's right.
And you can just eat all night long around the track, right?
Yep.
Now, what kinds of food do people usually have, just so people know?
Depending on the themes for Relay, and this year is our
Carnival of
of Hope. So we'll probably have lots of carnival type food this year. So corn dogs, hot dogs, popcorn, that type of stuff. But we have everything across the board.
Okay.
We do have a team who they're thinking ahead, and they're going to be selling breakfast this year. They're going to be selling breakfast burritos and peach cobbler. So
So you have to stay all night.
All night long you can eat.
Peach cobbler for breakfast. That sounds pretty good. Let's talk about the Luminaria ceremony. That's probably the most serious time of Relay, and that's whenever all activities stop, correct?
Correct.
So just explain a little bit about what the Luminaria ceremony is all about.
The Luminaria ceremony is our candlelight ceremony where individuals can buy bags with candles to memorialize or honor people that they've lost or who are currently battling cancer. And it's a quiet time. We read through the names of the people on the luminarias so we can recognize them.
Okay, and where are those Luminaria bags placed?
Those bags are placed all around the track, so it's beautiful.
Okay, and can people start purchasing those now, or do they need to purchase those the night of the event?
No, actually, they can start purchasing those now, and they can contact us through the McCracken County Relay site or through the American Cancer Society.
Okay. We have just a short little clip that kind of shows what Luminaria is all about, and so we're going to take just a short break and show that, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Sounds good.
When we walk together, we are bigger than cancer. Join the world's biggest fight for more birthdays, the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. Find your community's event at relayforlife.org.
Well, welcome back to the show, and I'm again joined by Abby and Terry with the American Cancer Society talking about Relay for Life, and people were just kind of able to see a quick clip of what Luminaria kind of consists of, and that obviously isn't really the dynamic of what a person might experience there in real life. So it can be quite emotional time of the night. And so what does that really mean to someone? You said you've had some family members touched by cancer. What does that part of that ceremony really mean to you?
Well, it is an opportunity at that time to be able to recognize those that you've lost.
Yeah, yeah. And Abby, too, at the end of the night, if someone has a bag out there, I mean, can they take it with them? Or?
Absolutely. It can be a very special keepsake, so we'd love for the family or the friends who purchased the Luminaria to take it home.
And one additional thing associated with our Luminarias is instead of sand in the bags, we encourage people, and all through our preparations, we accept canned goods, and the candle sits on a canned good, and at the culmination of the evening, those canned goods are collected and taken to our local food pantries.
Okay, that's good to know. So can they drop those off at the ACS office then?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then let's tell everybody where the American Cancer Society is located, Abby.
Okay. We are on Parisa Drive, right behind Banterra Bank on Jackson Street.
Okay.
So it's a little gray building, sort of hard to see from the road, but just find the bank. I usually use directions based on food, so if you're by Stakeout, then you're in the right place.
Yeah. Subway, Little Caesars, Stakeout.
Yep.
Turn right there.
That's it. That's exactly. That's good direction.
Yeah. Right across from the firehouse.
Yes.
That little light.
And don't run that light. There was a wreck the other day.
I know, people do that there. Well, let's talk then a little bit about what your goal is for Relay. You know, every year, obviously, you're fundraising, and you're fundraising for a purpose, but we'll talk a little bit more about that purpose in a minute, but let's talk about what your goal is this year for McCracken County.
Okay. Well, the goal that the committee had set for themselves is $362,000.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
We have a vision for the future to become a $500,000 relay. And
Wow.
I would add McCracken County, Relay for Life of McCracken County is the largest relay in the state of Kentucky. So we raise the most money out of anyone in Kentucky, which I think is just wonderful. And it really says a lot about the people in this county and how much they care.
Yeah.
So
about finding the cure.
exactly.
So how close are we to $362,000?
We're about a third of the way there right now, but the next 2 weeks are really big for us because we'll have our bank nights, and our teams will bring in the funds that they've collected throughout the fundraising period, and so we're excited. We hope we make goal this year.
Some people are probably holding out, trying to
We hope
keep
so.
you on edge.
we hope so that they have lots of money still left to bring in to us.
Well, and if not, then everybody else needs to go out that night and bring lots of money with them so that they can buy lots of food. And
That's right. That's right. And support the activities
Yeah.
that go on during Relay that night.
Now, I know before in the past, too, they've always had some inflatables there for kids. Are they going to do that at all this year?
You just read my mind. Yes, we're gonna have a princess castle bounce house, and then something else a little more manly for the little boys. But
Okay.
yes, it's just like a big carnival out
And
there.
can they still buy the bracelets where they can buy unlimited times? Do you know how they're going to do that this year?
I'm not sure.
I don't think we've planned that far ahead. We'll have to plan
It
that.
probably doesn't matter. As a parent, I pay as much as my child wants to keep doing it. So I think you'll be okay. So Abby, let's tell then everybody all this money that's raised. That's a lot of money. Where is this money going?
Okay, well, the easiest way to break it down, we have 4 categories of where the money goes. The first category would be we're helping people to stay well. So we're setting standards for screenings and early detection. We're helping with smoking cessation programs. We're doing workplace wellness programs. So it's really about preventing cancer or catching it at the earliest possible
Right.
stage. The next would be helping people get well. So this is where we really touch the cancer patients. We have an 800 number, which is 800-227-2345, and they are available 24/7 every day out of the year to answer any questions that a patient or family or friends might have about cancer. And the same goes for our website, which is cancer.org.
Okay.
So we're helping people to get well.
Mm-hmm.
We have transportation and lodging too, just all sorts of wonderful programs. We're finding cures. Some of you might have participated in Cancer Prevention Study 3 last week at Western Baptist. We have another one coming up in the fall at Lourdes. So we are we're doing that research. We're funding major cancer research breakthroughs. So we're finding cures, and then finally we're fighting back. So we're working with lawmakers to make sure that everybody is protected and that we're still keeping that funding from the government going to cancer research. And then part of fighting back is just rallying together as a community at Relay for Life and being there for our family and friends who are going through their battle with cancer and just fighting back together.
Right. And one other thing too with the American Cancer Society, you fund a lot of young researchers that have
Yes.
made great progress in the treatment of cancer. And so some people out there may have actually benefited from some of those
Absolutely.
drugs as well. So
We've actually, we're very specific with the research that we fund, so we're really trying to move research forward. And 46 of those researchers that we funded have gone on to win Nobel Prizes. So we're funding great minds who are really helping us progress.
right. And I know that some of those have been like even the Pap smear was one that was researched obviously
Yes.
many decades
The
ago.
mammogram. See, that's why if you've ever had a mammogram or a Pap smear or colonoscopy, you're benefiting from what we've done. So it's pretty cool to think about.
Good. Well, Terry, if there's someone out there that maybe is on the bubble about they've thought about getting involved, maybe they've had a loved one touched by cancer and they feel like they should do more, or they just have that kind of missing gap in their life, what kind of advice would you give them just to kind of push forward and to volunteer?
I think the biggest thing they could do is to join us at Relay. Once again, it's a wonderful event. We have a great time. It's a way to feel like you're contributing to your community and to your friends and family. So I would encourage anybody who's even thinking about it to please join us at Relay.
Okay. And even maybe a survivor out there has been a survivor and wants to do more for others. Maybe if even not even with Relay, with some of these other programs that you all offer through the American Cancer Society.
Absolutely. We have a ton of volunteer opportunities outside of Relay to get involved with the American Cancer Society and help other people.
Great. So they'll find the perfect fit wherever they want to go. Abby, could you give the number again for people to contact the local office or 800 number if they wanted to become more involved?
The 800 number is 800-227-2345. and they can direct you to the local office too. The local office, my line is 444-0748, and I would be more than happy to talk with anyone about relay or other opportunities that we have at ACS.
Okay. Let's give the website too one more time to viewers so that they'll know how to gain access, because there's so much information on there. It's not just getting information about the event or signing up for a team, but they can do other things on there as well.
Right. That website is relayforlife.org/McCracken.
Okay. And that website will stay active even after Relay, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if people, maybe we don't reach goal by Relay, we can still fundraise afterwards, right?
Yes, we can. Yes. In fact, many of the teams have other fundraising activities that are actually outside of the Relay activity. Relay is our public celebration, but our fundraising activities go on all year long.
Okay. All right. Are there any fundraisers coming up soon that maybe the public needs to know about?
I know LADA is having a golf tournament at Paxton Park on Saturday.
Okay.
And
so
my
that'll
team,
be that'll be the 28th. So some people may miss that by the time they see this show because it'll play continuously, but if not, then they still have time.
and also my personal team, the USCC team, is having a yard sale on Saturday at the church, Methodist Church, right across from Coles.
Okay, so that will be the 28th as well.
28th as
Okay.
well.
So if they view it after then, they've missed it, but
if they see it before then, we would love to see them.
okay. Well, Abby, is there anything else you'd like the viewers to take away today from today's show, just about Relay and what it means?
Like I said, it means so much to so many of our neighbors and friends and family here in McCracken County, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported the American Cancer Society in the past, and I hope that we can get that many more people and more back this year, because we are saving lives, and we can't do that without our communities.
Great. Thank you both so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jamie, for having us and let us talk about Relay for Life.
Well, we certainly
love
appreciate it. Anytime. Well, thank you for viewing the show today. And if you have any questions about today's show, feel free to contact our office, the Kentucky Cancer Program, at 442-1310. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.